Yo, it's Casey, and I am so pumped because this is the first of 3 videos about how to have, like, your best season ever as an NBA fan with the season starting this week. And look, I personally, one of the things that makes seasons not fun is when people call me a casual. Like, even though I know that that's total crap, because you know it's not true, but it still bothers you. I don't want you guys to feel like that. And I'm about to show you the best way to get back at internet trolls and how to learn more about the NBA. Now, I'm going to show you guys the 2 keys to watching basketball like an expert. And what does that mean? Well, imagine like how much different games look to coaches or players when they watch the game. Like, it probably looks totally different. But first, here are the 2 like X's and O's things that you need to know to see the game like an expert. So, the 5 classic positions all have numbers associated with them. And you probably know these, but 1 is the point guard, 2 is the shooting guard, 3 is the small forward, 4 is the power forward, and 5 is the center. And when we talk about examples, you know, we've got modern examples and classic examples. So point guard, Steph Curry, Magic Johnson. Shooting guard, CJ McCollum, Michael Jordan. Small forward, LeBron James, Larry Bird. Power forward, Anthony Davis, Tim Duncan. And center, Joel Embiid, Hakeem Olajuwon. And even with the traditional positions, you know, guys move between them all the time in today's game. And here's a secret about how I figure out what traditional position a modern player will actually play. And I use this all the time making videos. So go to basketballreference.com, type in the player's name. Jimmy Butler is a great example because he switched positions so many times. Scroll down to play-by-play. They track every minute a guy plays and tells you what percentage of the time he played each position. Now you can see for Jimmy, early in his career, he played a lot of guard. In Miami, it's a lot of forward. Pretty cool, right? LeBron James is a fun one because he's the ultimate positionless player. He has spent time at every single position. It really makes you appreciate how great he is. He is a guard with the Lakers. He has been a forward, even a center. And it's crazy how versatile he is. But because players today are so versatile, we really now, if we're going to talk about positions, and this is the way the NBA is moving in terminology, we have modern positions. We have 3 modern positions. And those 3 are guard, wing, and big. Those are the 3 modern positions that guys actually fit into. Guys don't neatly fit into these anymore. They do neatly fit into these. The most versatile players are wings. So those are often the franchise player, the MVP, right? If we're gonna talk about modern, guards are pretty self-explanatory. Kemba Walker, right, is a good example. But big is a little more complicated. The 4 and the 5 are technically both bigs, but some teams have 4s and 5s who do the exact same stuff, right? But on other teams, the 5 cannot do what the 4 can do at all. And an example of this is Jarrett Allen of the Cavaliers. So he does not shoot threes. I mean, he's hit a couple, right? But he is a true 5 in today's game. So in this play, Cedi Osman is the 4. He is handling the ball with Dean Wade, Colin Sexton, and Darius Garland stretching the floor at the 3-point line. Cedi dumps it to Garland and stretches the floor himself. That opens up space for Jarrett Allen at the rim to dunk. Dean Wade's guy tried to leave him to help, but he couldn't get there in time. Now imagine if the roles were reversed. Jarrett Allen could not do Cedi's job, go to the 3-point line, because if he did, his defender wouldn't respect that because he doesn't shoot threes, and he would not go with him, which would clog the paint, give an extra defender, and then it would screw up the dunk. Okay, so on the Cavaliers, bigs do different things. They're not the same thing. But in a more flexible system, like a lot of systems, Milwaukee is a great one. The power forward can go into the paint, and Brook Lopez, the center, goes into the perimeter. So that's Giannis going into the paint and taking Bam with him so that Lopez, the center, can hit a 3. So Giannis or Lopez could have done that role in that play. They are the 4 and the 5. They're interchangeable. So they're both bigs on the Bucks, and their system allows for that. So positions are not perfect. but I think we still need them to describe plays and talk about what's going on in today's game. And almost everyone knows that, but I think it's really important for us who are diehard fans of the game, who want to study the game, where it's going to also understand the modern three positions. So, half-court offense comes in two flavors. One is concepts, and the other one is set plays. So, for example, the triangle offense is a concept where players are always creating a triangle on the court for spacing, but really anyone can touch the ball and be creative. So here, Dennis Rodman has the ball on the perimeter, passes into Jordan. And that wasn't a set play, it just came organically out of their concept, right? I think if it was a set play, you wouldn't ever want to have Dennis Rodman with the ball in his hands on the perimeter. Like, that just doesn't, but in a concept, things happen organically. But then you've got set plays, and they're completely choreographed. And the way that the plays start is in an alignment. So the first alignment, really common, is called horns. So with horns, it's where the point guard starts at the top and the two bigs are at the elbows and the wings are on the corners. And from there, all sorts of actions can happen. In this one, Jared Allen gets the ball, Darius Garland gets a screen and lobs it to Allen. Another alignment, really common, is called 5 out, and there's a lot of variations of 5 out that everyone uses nowadays because it's all about shooting threes. So here's the Lakers, right? Obviously your center needs to be able to shoot threes. That's Marc Gasol, he's in the corner. You can run all kinds of actions on the perimeter from here. Gasol screens for LeBron and he pulls up, and that is what it looks like out of 5 out. However, what if the center can't stretch the floor? There's a version of that where the center will instead stand at the dunker spot, which we talked about in court locations. Here, Zion takes advantage of Reggie Jackson guarding Steven Adams for some reason. Also, next, there is an alignment called the 1-4 high. Probably not going to have room there. Whatever. 1-4 high alignment. This is where the one brings the ball up and the other 4 players are waiting for him at the free throw line extended. And the whole point of this is to get the defenders away from the basket, pull them away, so it's more difficult to guard a cutter who goes in behind the defense real quick into that open space near the basket. Here's a quick look at where they get into a 1-4, the Heat do, just as Jimmy Butler slips behind for the easy bucket. Another way to clear up space near the paint is a corner set, and so I will write that one down. And in a corner set, one corner is empty with 2 guys at the elbow, and that allows a cut into the paint. And the problem here, in this example, is that AD reads Kawhi's cut, so Batum ad-libs and he hits Paul George at the wing. Still worked, right? The next one is the one that we saw LeBron James motioning for a minute ago, and that is the elbow alignment. It's very similar to horns with guys at the corners and then guys at the elbow, except the guard starts at one side instead of at the top. So this one makes space for actions at the elbow. In this example, PG and Zubats run an elbow screen pin down out of the elbow alignment. In our last one that we're gonna look at, there's a million, but this one's just called box. Takes the horns alignment, but it's got the wings in on the block. And this alignment's great for off-ball screening because so many players are close next to each other. All sorts of interior off-ball screens going on here for the bucket. So this was just a taste of that strategy. There is a lot more where this came from, but the next video will show you guys the new rules that the NBA just put in place to stop guys like Trae Young and Steph Curry from cheating the game. So let me know if you see the game any differently the next time you watch one. Let me know down below in the comments.